J. Roos Theory. Shout out huge to Counterpunch Boxing News with Kurt. What's up, Kurt? He stole the words right out of my mouth. He did a video about Deontay Wilder talking about Anthony Joshua. And this goes back to a video I did way back about, is our culture getting soft? And you saw it at the press conference. If you really zeroed in and picked up on things, we saw how Big Baby Miller had all this talk for Anthony Joshua, but didn't address Wilder really. He said like a little slick comment, vague to everybody, but he didn't personally address Wilder and his beef at the press conference. But he goes at AJ. Then we get Wilder being a gentleman at the press conference, saying he wishes Joshua the best, even if they don't fight. He had nothing but kind words to say. And then I believe it's after the press conference, even if it was before. Either way, he's doing an interview. I'm not sure the platform it was on, but I saw it on Counterpunch Boxing News where he's just talking about AJ didn't really want to fight, and he messes up and says things that he doesn't mean to let out to the public, and he turned down $50 million to fight. But $100 million plus trumps 50 million. So let's say you're right. Let's say AJ turned down 50 million. Why did you turn down the 100 million? It just seems really weak when you're in the same room and you don't address the person when you had the chance to. You guys were both next to each other. I believe you shook hands. You didn't have none of that for AJ. The minute you leave the room, you start running your mouth. I think that's like that's just not, it's not honorable. It's like whatever you had to say, why didn't you tell the man there? And he could have given his side of the story. He could have said, well, yes or no. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're not. But give him a chance for a rebuttal. But don't be a gentleman when the dude's in the room. Then the minute he leaves, you start talking like you're the toughest man in the world. I just found that really weak. And I see that a lot in American society, especially. What's happened? Jarrell Miller talked stuff about Chisora, then was a gentleman when he saw him face to face. Wilder was a gentleman to Joshua. And then later on, he's talking like Joshua's just totally afraid of him. Who's really afraid? The guy that doesn't talk in person seems like the one that's intimidated. So, I have a question, Deontay. Did Anthony Joshua intimidate you? Did he intimidate you to the point where you didn't even want to address it when you had the chance? So, who's really scared? Who's really afraid? Who's really intimidated? Joshua's a big dude. It's a little different when you see him face to face, ain't it? But anyway, go check out the video on Counterpunch Boxing News where he said exactly the same thing I was feeling, man. It was just pretty weak of Deontay. You should have got all that out at the presser. It would have really gotten more views if you had said all that. But to just come on and then say it afterwards, that's weak. If you got a problem with somebody, you should say it in their face. That's manly. It's not manly to do it the other way. That's cowardly. Anyway, LSR forever. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and all that. LSR forever. I think I just said that, but it's worth saying again. And subscribe and all that. Be fearless. Yeah.